July the 10th, Friday. I'm at Metro Church. I'm talking to the bros. There's a bro code. So I'm dating this girl. She's walking around telling everybody I married her and all this kind of stuff. I did write a letter to her mother. I think if her mother's around. And I was going to ask for permission to ask her. But, I have a feeling. Well, she said it once. And then she's denied it ever since. But she's cheated on me. And this is a pretty small city. If she cheated on me with anybody, you let her live, you know what I mean? Part of the bro code where I grew up is, there's a pretty big level of permission. If you know who the fuck I am and you know who the fuck I'm dating, and you sleep with her. Now, if you break that permission, or you didn't even ask for that permission, the fact there's pretty interesting dynamics if you actually ask for that permission. If you break that permission, you're a walking fucking dead man. That's called bro code. And then after somebody tells me who you are, well, now you're not a walking dead man, you're a dead man. And that's not, it's not jealousy, it's not ownership, it's not anything. It has nothing to do with her being, not happy. I want the best for her, that's for sure. It has to do with the bro code. Now, it's not like I'm going to I've lived in some pretty rough places. It's not like I'm going to tie you by your ankles and drag you around town on a drag you around the town on a four-wheeler or 4x4 until you learn your lesson. And there won't be much less for that lesson. That's a painful one, though. But it's the same thing. I've lived in places where that gets it done too. And the girl was a slut, the one that did that. Even if I was in the hospital. Maybe like the Oasis Inn or something like that. I don't know. But if you have information, a lot of people keep talking to me about this longboard. I don't know. I like my longboard. I don't know if it's because it's got missing 4 screws, or maybe it's missing 2 screws. Now it's also pretty interesting that how this girl and I met. If you believe in natural things, it was anything but natural. And, as odd as it is, I had a really good conversation with Melanie yesterday. And I couldn't hear her very well because the fans were loud, but I'm going to be starting something up here, I think. Well, it's already started. This guy's the last guy, his name was Ketchum, James Ketchum. Got a grandmother in town here. Blonde-head kid, long-haired, pretty clean cut. Still holds himself good. He's got good posture, kind of. He articulates well. The egg is not fully fried. It's definitely out of the shell. And I don't think the yolk is broke, but I don't know. I can't remember how old he is. 20-something. He'd be about right. And then this other young guy, I don't know what his name is, but I met him a few times, and he was hanging out with this other guy, Justin, the Men in White, whatever the frickin' wingnut fucking, I know he walks around saying Jesus loves him, but I'm going to tell you straight up, you might be kidding yourself here, kid. The last time I saw Jesus on a cell phone was sometime in fucking what the fuck town, so there's this thing about faith. There's this other thing about whatever. You're either faithful or you're not. You either believe or you don't. I don't fucking believe, man. I know. That's all there is to it. Now, when you're a knower, you're a knower. You don't even need to get into too much more about it. It doesn't really matter. Anything else, it doesn't matter. But I'll tell you one thing. This Metro Church does some good stuff. I came off I had an epiphany yesterday. I hate having epiphanies that aren't magical. But it could be magical. And sometimes my tone is not the. People take my tone sometimes a little off, which is a normal aspect of communication. Like, it's a normal aspect of music. It's a normal aspect of any vibration. Now, if you get the vibration with the intention and the passion and the frequency, then you're getting closer to understanding the tone. But if all you're going for is tone, and the tone's not quite right, well, that means you're not catching the vibration. You're not catching the frequency. Now, Crystal loves talking about the frequency. I don't know if she's like Frequency Jones, some private eye, or anything like that. But I don't know if she got paid to do something she didn't want to do. I don't know if my family hired a hooker to sleep with me because I was fucking hadn't had a girlfriend for a long time. I know she gave me an STD. That was kind of a disgusting thing. And I don't know why everybody's telling me to talk to Longboard. She's probably sitting out in a pile of gravel right now. Because she definitely, I can't talk to her. I'm not allowed to talk to her. I can't see her. The judge totally, or the Crown didn't even want to hear it. She lies like a motherfucker. Having an awareness that someone's a pathological liar is a very big hint to help appease things. Because some of her actions have been almost like so crafted, it's, I don't know, it's almost like, holy wow. This is the sweetest person I've ever seen in my life. But then you got to remember, are these actions? Because if you heard the way she talks to me, usually when she's walking away, I don't know if she's trying to prove herself that her shit don't stink or what, but that's no level of communication that I'm willing to tolerate any longer. And I just met some young kids downtown. I got a couple names. None of them have fucking phones. They're wing nuts. But they're good. They're still like, they're not throwaways. I saw Mr. Young downtown too. Will, I think Rob got to sleep. I think, Crystal, I think you have Will's sleeping bag now. But back to the bro code. You can't really embarrass me and you can't humiliate me. Even if she was in a gangbang out in West Side or something like that, a polysexual, maybe a sex act or something like that. Maybe she was at a wedding with Josh and something like that. And Marcel. Now the bro code carries on a little bit further than simply cheating with another man's, fucking another man's girlfriend. Even if she's into polysexualism or whatever the fuck, if she hasn't articulated that to me, and you haven't, and you're a man, and you haven't articulated that to me. If she articulated that to me, I'd be like, no, that's not my thing. You be gone, okay? And if you engage in that, and then you haven't articulated that to me, now you're breaking the bro code. You see, the hoe code's the hoe code. And most of the hoes are throwaway hoes. I've never met a bro that's a throwaway bro. I've met bros that live, I've met bros that die, but I've never met a throwaway bro. And as you think about, when you graduate from grade 1 to grade 2, and you're in church, some of the men start to learn about the bro code. Now, the hoe code's a code that you'll never be able to understand if you don't bleed every once in a while. And I see all these bros walking around with like these little black eyes, and I'm just like, oh my God. No, you got to grade 3. Grade 3 was tough. Some grade 5 kid picked on you a little bit. took your lunch money, you end up with a black eye. Then you went and bought 2 bottles of wine. And the teacher's like, what the fuck you doing, man? You're 10 years old. And then you get to grade 6. You can get to grade 6. So I'm going to start a grade 6 class. I had 3 students in my grade 6 class. 1 bro, 1 hoe. That's when I lost my virginity to. In grade 6, I think. And the bro code stayed. It's never faltered. Now, some people say this is a hell's mouth. Blah, 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 blah. Like hell's got you in its teeth. I don't fucking like hearing the words heaven, hell, devil, God. Like, they're just like these stupid fucking words that carry massive fucking idiocy with them. I've never read the whole Bible. I don't even fucking know what the goddamn thing's about. Well, actually, I know what it's about. You get the downloads. The aliens give it to me. I don't fucking know. But the bro code's right here on Earth. It's tangible. And sometimes you got to pay for the right information with the bro code. But I was in a hospital not too long ago, and that was a direct result of lying. But this wasn't a pathological lie. This was a purely crafted lie. And then after that, I saw Joy riding around in the motorhome. There's some girl named Heather giving out money, giving out hotels, giving out cars. You know, I was right after a wedding or something like that. Maybe it was after a death. I don't know. Maybe it was after an insurance policy claim that came off of a journal that I wrote when I was in jail, high on acid. There's not a lot of ministers that walk into church with a gun. That's because they've usually got a Bible and then there's some fucking other thing they're carrying. I don't know what the fuck they're carrying. I don't know, maybe a rosary or something. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's a dick. I don't know. Maybe it's a bitch by her hair. I don't know. But the bro code always stands. Until it's like there are like 9 little monkeys jumping on the bed, and 1 fell off and bumped its head. And that's how the bro code gets tighter and stronger. And then after, I don't know how many bro codes you got to get, how many bro codes got to get bounced off the bed. But it's not a bounce off the bed. It's not like that. A bro code's a different kind of code. When you like after grade 6, and that's like sex, grade sex. Okay. You fuck with my dick, you fuck with my life. You fuck with my life, and I don't die, you're dead. That's it. And then you can tell me whether it's heaven or hell, and then you can go right into the hell's mouth. That's the way it works. This is not rocket science. You didn't need to read a book about it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Now, when the bro code is bro and bro code, okay, so say you're homosexual or transsexual, whatever, the bro code still applies. That's a different dynamic, for sure, I think. But if I was homosexual and I was sleeping with a dude, and everybody knew that, and everybody knows who I am, well then the bro code is still a bro code. I don't give a fuck with my partner, whatever the fuck. If he decides to cheat on me with you, and you know me, that's on you. Like, unless you're filing rape charges and throwing that motherfucker away, then you're a fucking dead fucking motherfucker. That's the bro code. I got it out of the Bible. And then there's another part of the bro code. It's an open communication. There's not a lot of defense you need to do to sit down and look somebody in the fucking eyes. Maybe sunglasses, if it's sunny out. Maybe put your hat the right fucking way so the sun's not in your eyes. It's not even part of the bro code. But bros die and hoes die, everybody dies. It's just die. Everybody fucking dies. Babies die. Everybody dies. It's a normal thing. And with that, there's a couple of youth around here. Kids, young ones. Like I'm old enough to be their dad. I wish I had some way I could get over to see Lowell. He's probably not doing as good as shit I wanted to see him last week. But, and then Henry, I want to grab that kid by the hair and just tie him to my belt and pull him around town for a little bit. And I think there's some of the bros I know that are walking around here, seeing the Metro. I think they'd be okay if I grabbed that kid by his hair and fucking tied him to my belt and made him keep up. He'd have to crawl on his knees. I wouldn't walk very fast. But it's a little better than the 5-finger discount that he just about loses his head for every once in a while. Now, the 5-finger discount, I don't give too much of a fuck about it. I try and return as much shit as I can. I see something's not being used. I might have to use it. There's a lot of things you need to know about technology. A lot of things you need to know about how you lie down in the white paint and how you lie down in the other paint. Either way, if you're lying down in paint, you're lying down in paint. Don't fucking think that the whole goddamn house needs to be painted. You can touch some shit up. There's this called the fluidity. It's almost as if you're trying to interpret the Bible, as if it's the goddamn the greatest holy grail of fucking life. That can't make sense if I can half the shit that's in it, unless somebody fucking explains it to me. And even that, I don't know. Turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek's part of the bro code. That was in, I think, church last time. Joel talked about it. It was pretty cool. I liked it. Now, if you don't turn the other cheek, you get defended. If you're offended, you gotta ask why you're offended. If you're offended because the bro code was broken, then you're not offended. You're just absolutely fucking standing there looking sad. You don't turn no other fucking cheek. You look it right in the divine. You got a scope, you shoot the motherfucker. That's part of the bro code. As it says right in the commandments. Thou shalt fucking look at the bro code. If you can't read, don't worry about the commandments. Get to the bro code. Aim to be impeccable with your word. And what does impeccable mean? It means flawless. That's the word. And what does impeccable with your word mean? Now here's where you get into some real fine interpretations of the word honesty and dishonesty and truthfulness. Withholding information from an individual is lying. It's dishonest, it's immoral. It's a breach of the bro code. That's worthy of death. Like, unless it's like some birthday surprise or some fucking thing. I mean, like, there's all kinds of tweaks. But there's certain aspects that are, like, not negotiable. And so if you're going to start with one thing you got to remember about church and all that kind of shit. Every church you go to, after grade 6, you jump right into the bro code. And that's a little rough. Grade 6 would be 12, 13 years old. So you're not quite shooting people at 13 years old. Well, you could. Depends on what country you're in and how mature you are. It'd be fine. But the bro code's real. I was going to start something for some youth. Like 16 to 28, maybe 30. Pretty flexible. I'm pretty flexible. Bro code's not flexible at all. There's zero flexibility in code. You ever try to work on a cell phone where you're trying to flash a ROM and you put on the wrong code of the phone, you turn it into a brick. Bricks are like tombstones. When the code's broken, the bro code, you have to get tombstones after. Sometimes you don't have to. This is how codes work. Honorable, noble codes. And that is how things work. You ever seen that show, How Things Work? I probably won't do videos on some of the stuff that I talk about, but it is how things work. Now, when the hoe code starts lying, and the bros are supporting the lies, because the hoe's lying hoe, Now you're dealing with a hoe code. Now, I don't do hoe codes. It's a lot like the bro code, but it's in reverse. It's dead. Okay, hoes are dead. Hoses are always. After a certain time, good for nothing. Don't get to the point where you're good for nothing. That's within you, not me. Bless you.